Hi, it's Cheryl again from Gauche Alchemy. This month I'm going to talk to you about Punchinella. We're going to look at 7 ways to use Punchinella. I'm sure some of them won't be massive news to you, but some of them might surprise you. Some of them might be just ones that you wanted to try but have never got around to it. Let this be your inspiration. I'm going to show you this awesome colourful project I've made and go through each of the 7 ways step by step. So stick around and we can get started. So what I started off with was a piece of hardboard, and as you can see I've already painted it and drawn some lines on. It doesn't matter if this is messy, this is just a base for whatever you're going to do. It's just so that we've covered this kind of not so attractive hardboard up. Now, a really basic thing to do with Punchinella is to punch it with a punch. It's quite easy. Obviously you just have to make sure that you line it up well enough so that the holes don't make it seem like it's not the shape you're looking for. And there you end up with kind of a shape, a punched shape. Something else I discovered with Punchinella when I was messing around with it, actually I was trying to fold it up properly so that I could put it away again, was that if you layer it in a certain way, you get some really interesting patterns. And I don't know if you can see this, but basically you can achieve a kind of a flower look. And I'll do it, I've done it here, I've already glued it down here so that you can see. It's kind of a bit Moroccan in pattern. And another technique of using Punchinella is to get hold of some modelling paste, or if you're not lucky enough to have a craft store anywhere near you that stocks it, some good old gesso will do. So what you want to do is not be too afraid of getting messy. Put a little bit on your finger, take your Punchinella, and let's see, where do we want it? Let's put it here, and let's hold it down and just dab a fairly thick layer on your piece of Punchinella, and then you can lift it off and you've got, let's see, look at that for texture. It looks like bubble wrap that's already been popped. It looks fantastic. You can also use Punchinella as a stencil, either for pen or pencil line drawings, which is what I'm going to do here. It sounds simple, but it can be quite striking. Yep, I said stick it in the oven. This is my shape I'm going to make a cone out of when it melts in the oven. This is my mould, it's an egg cup, I'm just going to stick that in the oven. I'm inserting the shape of Punchinella I've cut out, so when it heats up for a few minutes at about 190 degrees Celsius, it will hold its shape. And this is what it looks like once it's done. If you tried to do this with Punchinella that hadn't been put in the oven, it would be unlikely to hold its shape. So basically all it does is it heats it enough for it to hold that shape. Now, another technique you can do with Punchinella is using it as a stamp. And I'm actually going to keep one of my segments here white so I can show you one aspect of stamping actually on my canvas. The other one is going to be a bit difficult, so I'm just going to use a piece of paper for now. So what you want is your ink pad, and you want to put the Punchinella on the ink pad. Obviously normally you would have an acrylic block to push down so that you don't get ink all over your fingers, but what we can do instead is to use a piece of paper to push down like that. And then what you get is one version of the stamp where the holes show up, and then you've got the Punchinella, sorry, kind of inky on the other side, but your fingers aren't too dirty. And then you can take that Punchinella and press it down onto your canvas like you would a stamp, and then when you pull it off you get a reverse image where the holes are white. So another technique of using Punchinella is to use it as a kind of an embossing plate. So what you want to do is obviously you take your Punchinella, place it over a piece of card. Now it needs to be on something quite spongy in between the plates, so that the card actually goes through the negative space of the Punchinella. I think that kind of foam wrap you get around new electrical products is probably quite good, but I can't find any, so I've just folded up a load of kitchen paper until it's quite spongy. So I'll layer that on top there, and then I will put my plates together, put them on a machine, and run it through the machine. It's going to be quite hard, but I promise the result's going to be excellent. So force it through, and then you can see, oh, it's going to fall away. Okay, look at that. Isn't that just brilliant?